The following podcast, I Design Lab, is an SW Group production in association with the Scott Woolley Entertainment Company and TW Interiors. This is I Design Lab, a podcast where creativity and curiosity meet style and design. Curators of interiors, furnishings, and lifestyles. Hosted by Tiffany Woolley, an interior designer and a style enthusiast, along with her serial entrepreneur husband, Scott. I Design Lab is your ultimate interior design podcast, where we explore the rich and vibrant world of design and its constant evolution in style and trends. I Design Lab provides industry insight, discussing the latest trends, styles, and everything in between to better help you style your life through advice from trendsetters, designers, influencers, fabricators, and manufacturers, as well as personal stories that inspire, motivate, and excite. So whether you're listening to I Design Lab in your car or in a cozy nook in your home, grab a coffee or a Chardonnay and join us on this elevated, informative, and lively journey into the world of all things design. Our guest today is Jimmy Sommers, born in Chicago. Jimmy is the founder of the Los Angeles-based vintage-inspired women's apparel brand Wildfox, which launched in 2007. In addition to launching a range of successful companies, Jimmy is most well known as being a world-renowned jazz saxophonist. He's gained incredible recognition in the R&B jazz circuit, which has taken him on multiple international tours. He's played alongside legendary artists such as Tupac Shakur, Paul Oakenfold, and Genuine, to name just a few. Jimmy has released 6 albums during the course of his music career, and he's made appearances on numerous television shows such as The Today Show, Access Hollywood, and Regis and Kelly. Jimmy's eye for new and exciting opportunities, combined with his business-savvy approach, has made him a master at any business he ventures into. He was one of the original owners of the Hollywood hotspot Koi LA, famously known for creating the crispy rice dish. In 2016, Sommers launched Perfecto Mundo, a premium tequila brand, and also has a luxury sunglass line named Sommers. Jimmy currently lives in the Hollywood Hills in Los Angeles. Welcome, Jimmy Sommers, to the I Design Lab podcast.
Well, thank you for having me.
The dynamic man behind the whimsical brand Wildfox, from Sexiest Man Alive and People magazine.
I think it was Bachelor, wasn't it?
Or Bachelor,
It was the 50 most eligible bachelor, and that was a while ago, and I'm still single.
But you're still eligible.
It's for a different age group.
But you're also a musician.
Yes, I've been an
entrepreneur. Investor.
I've been a musician my whole life, playing the saxophone from 3rd grade, and then went to school. Graduated with a scholarship in music, and went to school. And us musicians are usually good at math, so I was an engineering major, which made
I didn't know that.
Which made school very easy for me. Graduated 3.5 years to move to LA. Because everyone wants to move to LA especially they're from Chicago. So that's what I came out to play the sax out here. And totally different. It's definitely not conservative like Chicago out here. I moved right to Manhattan.
I was just going to say, do you think your Midwestern roots have any contribution to your current life there, or no?
Yeah. I'm always looking for, as we say, we have Midwestern values, Everyone kind of fakes it out here, but you just get used to that.
Well, you come from a really tight, great family also.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're one of the most authentic people I've met.
Well, thank you.
Which I always strive for that. So.
Sometimes I'm too authentic, but that's okay. But
that's okay.
It's okay.
As we were just chatting before, I found interesting, what made you decide to take the master class with Kelly Wersler?
I was designing, being a musician, and there's starting things, being an entrepreneur, but, also style intrigues me, and everyone's got their own style, from architects that building a house, and there's interiors, and it's just, it's taste, but you got to put it all together. And, there's
collaborate.
And there's a lot of different things. And Kelly Wersler was her name pops up in my head because this consultant that was helping me when I started Wildfox was working for her too. So she was starting a clothing brand. So she was doing, all these designs, and he was helping her. So wanted her to do my home at one time. Because I was so interested, in her design. It was very, very, very cool. So when her name popped up,
very cool.
with my friend, learning about this, I watched it a little bit with her, and it was very good because it all comes down to shapes and color palettes, which comes down to
and texture,
like designing clothes, kind of the same thing, and texture, yes.
So, which brings me to one of my first questions, which was, what was the creative process to curating the vibe or style for Wildfox?
Okay. I had, two of my friends come up to me and said, start a T-shirt brand. A lot of my friends had clothing companies. Instead of starting a jean company where there's such technical stuff, they had a cute idea with starting, a whimsical brand, but, a loose-fitting brand with, like, A-frame T-shirts that fit everyone, that made everyone look flattering, and just cute sayings. And obviously I was like, well, let's start something. First came out here, James Pierce had the best fabric, the softest butter fabric. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm only going to do something, I want to do it, with the best fabrics, which is the texture, and the softest fabrics ever. Sayings on shirts and girly colors and pop culture stuff.
Right, you did kind of marry those two.
Yeah, we did. I see it all the time now, people doing it, but, we were one of the first that really, really pushed it to another level. And when we did a collection, we had some really great photo shoots, where they were so whimsical and fun.
A lot of beautiful homes, too.
Yeah, beautiful homes and things. And there's a lot of different things out here in LA that are, so bizarre, different. But, once again, come up with like a theme from either a movie or something. We come up with, well, what does everyone love? And they love Malibu. They love Beverly Hills. They love, Bel Air. It's kind of like, it's definitely.
Well, I liked when you did like Keith Richards and all the first names of the guys in the Rolling Stones. You had a shirt, didn't you?
That was one of the one-offs that the girls had. That
Mick, Richard,
Charlie,
and Ron. I remember that shirt. Tiffany still has it. Wears it all the time.
Yeah, that shirt cost me $100,000.
Did you have to pay a royalty?
No, yeah. So that was one of my famous. Not being in the business before, that was one of my, the girls would come up with things, but didn't know all about, copyrights, this, that, and we've had.
How intricately involved were you in what they would come up with?
So many, but, I'd approve everything and see, that got made, but. It was all on a learning curve when we started something. So, and then we learned when we put that Keith, Nick, Charlie, and Ronnie, that was, my lawyer was like, whoa, that, the Stones. So we didn't have, I think I overpaid on that, but then I learned about trademarking and copywriting. And it was too close to, obviously, the Stones. I should have put and Jimmy on there, and then I probably could have got away
and then it would have been okay. Isn't that amazing?
So now I know. But, so lesson learned. It paid the piper. And then it was interesting that we had a shirt. They had a shirt, I love the Hell's Angel. Oh, no, my boyfriend's a Hell's Angel. And, okay, cute. Little did I know it was. We had a whole situation with them where although we had to have a mediation, and we came up with
Really?
Solution. I met with the CEO of the Hells Angels, and it was funny because I went with my buddy. We flew up to Sacramento and met with them. The mediator couldn't believe that you sell a shirt for this much, and it doesn't look. They look like secondhand. When my mother sent her some, Mom, I'm selling shirts. Oh, you're selling secondhand clothes? Is that what you're doing? No. These are new.
We pay more for the holes.
So
we pay extra for those.
Yes. Once again, I had to come up. We came up with a figure. That was that. It was way less than the Rolling Stones, but it was still okay.
So you were collaborating with the Hells Angels, kind of.
Well,
was that a collaboration or no? Did they let you use it or no?
No. And then we got rid of those. So I used them as chamois when I wash my car because it's such good material.
So that kind of brings me to another question about the collaborations that you had during Wildfox, like the swim shows that you did, and curating these vibes that would set the tone.
One of our best collaborations we did with Barbie, and we went directly with Mattel, which is now we're learning the right way to do things.
Yeah, right.
And we did a party at the store, and I bought a Corvette and painted it pink. We had a lot of fun. That was a great collaboration, and people loved it.
Seeing collaborations are huge, crossing over brands. Did you ever think about doing furniture? Or did you ever get somebody asking you that about Wild?
No, because it was a very young, it was kind of a young brand, and it would look like a Barbie house, and I can't take it anymore. So, but there's other, furnitures brands that they do collaborations with people. Just like I was telling you, like Lenny Kravitz did something. He's actually, he's so interesting because he's doing. I was going to have him
very into
design studio for in my house. Not only is he a great musician, and he's got such a cool vibe, and then he's got. He's getting into interior decorating. He's doing houses up here. I've seen a couple of his houses.
I have too. I've actually followed that.
Yeah, it was
pretty. So he's doing interior decorating?
Yeah, he's doing interior decorating. And, he's doing his own furniture. He did his own, a little collab with CB2, which was very interesting. I mean, it was nice. It was, not too crazy.
Nice.
It's not too crazy. It's functional. It's over the top.
Take me into the meeting that you would have with your team when you decided to open your flagship store. What does that process look like?
So that was, I didn't even think about opening up a store till I lived right by Sunset Plaza, and the store was so cute, available. I had someone that was really good at decorating and stuff. I ended up a lease, and this is the first time I started a store, so we had a lot of cool gold and pink Mastercraft tables, decorated more like a house.
I was just going to say, and the building itself looked more like the store looked like a house.
Yeah, I said go copy the color pink from Beverly Hills Hotel, which is like a coral, it's just cool color, and then let's make a sign like the parking lot sign of the Chateau Marmont to make it neon cool sign.
Marry the two.
Marry the two, and it's funny because it turned out so great.
Their vibe, their vision.
Right.
Whose idea was the unicorn on the roof?
Oh, that was that was the joke. So, and we didn't know where a horn was, so we put that. Or there was a horse, huge horse, and then we made it a unicorn, which was cute.
Mystically fabulous.
I was waiting to get in trouble for it, but no one said anything, which was great.
No, you got away with it. So as you're moving on from Wildfox now, and dumping into some new things, we just spoke about investments. How, as an entrepreneur, do you decide to align yourself with companies or brands like Perfectamundo? And I know you had Baby Genius. There's such a range.
Well, Perfectamundo, which is a tequila company, when someone has guy thing. So it's like now I did the girly thing with Wildfox, and now it's I have other interests. And alcohol's always been
a good idea.
One. And we had my buddy's dad had a tequila factory, so it was an inn there, and incredible tequila. So let's put together our own company, and we my neighbor Paul Oakenfold, who's a DJ, electronic music. He was one of the first guys that's
the original,
and and that started in Vegas.
Madonna.
Yeah, he started with Madonna, and residency in Vegas, and now it's a big thing going. We brought him involved.
Did you assist in the bottle and
you also have a beautiful design bottle.
Yeah, it's a beautiful bottle. That was one of the great things about it. The bottle. We started with the bottle, and then we went and got the right juice. And now, once again, it takes an army to launch something, get everyone to taste it and available for everyone. So,
have you ever gotten involved in the movie business?
Yeah, a couple of movies, and even a Broadway play, a musical called Finding Neverland.
Oh yeah,
it was out. It made it to Broadway. That was good. You have to have at least 5 or 6 to get one good one. So.
Right.
Right. So I was like, okay, well, I checked that off the list with the Broadway musical. It's another creative thing. And you don't have to have big budgets. You don't have big budgets. You just have to have a good story.
No.
And especially now.
Exactly now.
So
people are making them on their phones.
Yeah, it's crazy. Good writers and creative people, but music.
Your first baby.
Yeah, and that's what I have a country singer, Olivia Faye, who's an incredible writer and singer, and I'm trying to get her started. She was in Nashville.
But everything you've been in, all of it has a very strong design aspect to it. From the music that you've done, the albums that you're designing, and the covers and so forth. From Wildfox to restaurants that you've been involved in, the design of those restaurants and the look of them have been pretty amazing.
Yeah,
they all have a strong design influence.
You can't. Even our koi is the same thing from the design to start koi. When you have a restaurant, obviously it starts with food, and we had Katsuya, the chef, which is he's powerhouse now, and incredible food. But then the design of the restaurant, which was amazing, still going, comes to taste when you know it's right, and then it's not too crazy, too far, but commercial. But you still have to have the taste where you're like, wow, that's the trick. Some people have that, and some people can't do it. It takes. Yeah. They can't do it. They need to have other people do it, and that's where the experts come in, like you.
Bring in the professionals.
Yeah, the professionals. And a lot of times also people don't have time. They're doing their own craft from either trading stocks or starting companies, bringing someone that can just nail it. And then the problem that I've had is there's too many ideas of when I'm designing something.
It sounds like me.
Yeah.
Scott suffers from that same situation.
There's too many ideas, and you see, I can't decide what to do. And then it's like, oh, man. And now, before it was like magazines you look through, and you just rip up the magazines, what you like. But now if you go to Pinterest, you're sitting there, and you're going, oh, my gosh, I like this, I like this, I like this, I want to do this, and this, and this, and this.
Down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, you're stuck with, there's too many ideas. People working next door to me, okay, you keep on telling me this, and then this, and change your mind.
Well, I always say you can like a lot of things, but they're not all going to work in one project.
Right.
So save some of those great ideas for the next project.
True. And when you're doing your research to decorate something, either it's landscaping or pool design, a backyard design, or rooms, save them. Save what you've done. You got to pick a couple for a certain project. If you only have 12 rooms that you like so much, well, keep them on ice.
Exactly.
Yeah, we just went through a little situation, going through this whole pandemic, COVID at home, cleaning out Tiffany's phone because that's all she does is collect ideas. And I think it was like 67,000 that she has them all organized and all categorized. Right. But it's like, when are you ever going to go and look at 67,000 images in 200 different folders? It's time to purge.
Yeah, no, it is true.
But she wouldn't let go of them. It's because she's has them organized. Yeah,
but that's
every one of them there was a meaning.
So you kind of just answered actually one of my next questions, which was about how has social media changed and evolved the businesses that you're involved in, and you kind of touched on Pinterest.
It's so interesting because Wildfox, when it started, there was no social media, and then
I think Wildfox might have been one of the very first things I followed.
Yeah, it was. That's where we got all our followers. And believe me, I wanted to buy. Let's just buy some. No, we got to do it right. I was like, oh, come on. We did it right. Have real followers that like a million too, but.
That's huge.
Yeah, it was
That's impressive.
And then, it was very hard to do. And then I know that the logarithm came around, and then it's very hard to get 1 million followers these days. And then
really,
companies it is for some reason. It's because there's a logarithm that came out that it's just making it harder.
Really,
I don't know what he was up to, but it's also very expensive to promote. With Google AdWords, there's another rabbit hole where you can spend too much to get things going. You have a balance of things when you're selling something online.
So I know that you're a lover of travel, and I was wondering, how has travel influenced your design?
Well, traveling, obviously the south of France is just, so beautiful. But I go to Cannes Film Festival all the time. It helps me in my other businesses, like my sunglass business, and it's called Sommers, my last name.
SOMMERS.
SOMMERS. I did all these beautiful designs. Now I'm putting inspiration together just to get when I launch it, it sets the vibe of what you're getting into, which is first travel, first class, the best of the best. It's everything is top notch. So,
so this is a total new aesthetic, then, kind of, versus the bohemian.
Right. Well, this is totally
different.
This is totally different. Exactly. And Wildfox has its.
They had the sunglasses as well.
The great sunglasses as well, but
Sommers is more a men's line. Am I correct?
It's unisex because it's
gender neutral.
It's for sure. For the sunglasses, they're definitely unisex, but most sunglasses are. Something Sommers, which is more like collaborations, where I'm going to collaborate with people and just get great stuff. Like you and I could design 3 different chairs or something.
How about 3 different swings?
Chair
swings.
Wait, what kind of swings?
Like a chair swing. Like they've become popular again. I know you were like one of the first people we knew who had one in the house, which now our daughter does as well. But I have a client who wants one in his closet, and the coolest one I've found is Louis Vuitton, and it's $65,000. Yeah. So we need to come up with something besides the bubble chair and Louis Vuitton.
Exactly. That's exactly right. You come up with something that you look and see what's out there, and then
I love that.
Yeah, it's like and that's something Sommers. It's the best.
Something
of
Sommers.
The best of.
I like that. So Sommers becomes synonymous.
Yeah, and then you can do. It's the way to do collaborations with people.
I love that.
And that's where, and as you know, collaborations are
totally happening.
Yeah.
100%. I agree.
And then you're not stuck with one person.
Yeah, you get to keep moving and changing and evolving and elevating it.
Tiffany has 3 different clients, right? Well, 3 different clients that Tiffany has right now. she's putting swings in their houses, but all really funky. And I know that one she's trying to design as herself right now. It's a 2-story closet with a glass floor, and the glass floor looks down into the master bathroom above the tub. And this swing is going to be above the glass floor. So when you're swinging on this swing, you're looking down into the bathtub.
Amazing. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, pretty wild.
And that's how you build something that someone's got, a crazy idea. And then just like I had that when I was building this house, Javier Barba, and I said, I saw, it was an apartment, but it was a slide going from someone's bedroom all the way down, 2 flights of stairs. And it was like, wow, I got to have that.
Gotta have
So if you figure out a way to manufacture a slide, then you're known for it because not many people do that. But
right, and you can make it where
it's affordable.
Right.
And then you can put
for
it
some
in
people.
someone's backyard.
And then it's something Sommers. So when you're doing your own home, like you just mentioned, Javier Barba, he has a really strong aesthetic.
Yes. So I done it. Yes. He's from Spain, and the home I'm having him build when it was too strong for me. Where
right.
A lot of Europeans love the built-in couches and stuff like that, and
right.
And that was mainly the one thing that drove me nuts. But and the couch in my house, I just change it up all the time. I'm always changing it. Feels like it's a whole fresh new vibe. So anyways, I changed that with him, and then things were coming together. And once again, it's very difficult building on a hill over here with our rules over here compared to rules over there. Certain.
He doesn't have.
That's a whole different world, building in the hills in California and the Hollywood Hills.
Very different.
So while you've lived in LA all these years, I'm sure you've seen a lot of amazing homes and pretty special masterpieces. Is there anything that you remember that sticks in your mind that was so fabulous besides the slide?
There was one, actually Joel Silver's house. They sent me to his house. Producers do like Lethal Weapon, all these 80s movies that were great. But his big thing was the Matrix. That was a big deal, because there was 3 of them. He built this unbelievable home that was, but you have to have a lot of space, and he had a lot of space to build something really incredible, very, very incredible.
But what about some of the older homes that have some Hollywood history to them?
There's a lot of Frank Lloyd Wright houses around here too. I just read my friend Travis, who started Uber, bought a $43 million house, and I still didn't know who used to live there. But that was there's a story behind that one.
So where are you going music-wise these days? It's been a while since you've put out an album, and you've put out quite a few. I've
over the years I've put out 8 CDs, and now I'm getting into. It's funny that I've been into country. I was into R&B and jazz, and
that is interesting.
So now I've started getting a little more laid back and simple with country music and I have this artist, and I think the sax not a lot of people use the saxophone, and just like Bruce Springsteen does, has some sax in there, but I think that I could sprinkle my sax into some of these country things.
I think that sounds so sexy.
But it's like you said earlier about the Sommers and the collaborations and the other albums that you've done in the past. You've done a lot of collaborations with a lot of pretty intriguing, great artists.
Right, and that's where I've always had 2 or 3 artists from Genuine to Macy Gray to
Eric Benet.
Soulful.
Eric Benet. And back in the day, I used to record with Tupac, which was funny, and I would be playing with these guys, but I didn't even realize in that whole gangster rap.
Straight out of Compton.
Yeah, straight out of Compton was it. They were all in my house, and I'd be coming home and say, "Hey guys, how you doing?" And they were nice to me because it was my house, but they were definitely thugs.
So they were using your recording studio?
Yeah, they were using my recording studio. That's so when I came out here, how do you get involved in music? Well, engineers. I put up some engineers. I rented rooms to them. So one of the engineers was Dr. Dre's engineer, and the other was Tupac's engineer. What's funny was Dr. Dre's engineer, and he'd do beats for me and then play some stuff for him. And I was involved with all these guys. I was kind of like the house saxophone player.
I love it.
But my roommate, Tommy D, he came home and I go, and he was a white guy, really white that day. And he was like, "Man, what happened to you?" And he was like, someone told Suge that I was cheating on, and this is what he told me, that I was cheating on my time clock. He was getting like $25 an hour, working in the studio. Should put down a gun. And it said, which, if you see straight out of Compton, that he was the guy that they were torturing in the studio. It's like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was
so you have like an
that was a very crazy, that was an interesting time.
How long was that time?
That was 95,
How many years?
or 96. No, it was 96. Yeah, it was very, that's when Roxbury was right down the street. Biggie, and the riots were, and the North Ridge earthquake was there.
So is there a new album in the horizon?
There is a new album. There's an album coming out. I'm starting to write tracks now. And what's great about having a studio next door to me is that everyone comes through. Well, everyone used to come through LA. Now it's a little hard to go. But
Nashville's huge right now.
So everyone's coming through here, being around here. I know everyone. Get anyone in there and start recording some stuff. Collaborations, and you never know what you're going to come up with.
So when do you foresee that being released?
I'd say, well, now we don't have to do full 12 records. It's not like before. Once you have a good tune,
right?
Put
Just
it out.
Send it out.
Which is a different. Everything has changed, and that's where live artists performing. And now this year is going to be a real rough one. But we're going to get through it. I'm going to start doing some virtual jams at my house here with some great musicians. Starting soon. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, so
where will you release those?
It's such a different kind of place right now. You never know what. A lot of people have time off.
Yep.
Sometimes it's time to think about things that you always wanted to do.
Yeah, think outside the box.
Yeah, totally outside the box.
As we kind of wrap up here, we want to ask you, what is your favorite restaurant?
From a design standpoint.
Yeah, from a design, and there's all these new restaurants that are out there. But from a design, there is one that's a beautiful design, at the Edition Hotel here in LA. As for design-wise, but they're cheating on it because of flowers, and they just opened up. But I'm biased because Koi, I designed that with the guys there.
But I think Koi has a good trend, timeless.
It does have a timeless.
Too.
It really does have a timeless design.
It does.
It's because it's still. I'm still doing things with that type of vibe.
We like asking that question because it's one thing going out and having a great meal. It's also going out and having a great meal, and the place that you're sitting in is an experience in itself.
Well, Mr. Chow's obviously is an experience. It's a great meal. It's very Chanel type, a little colder.
Right. It's a good analysis.
It's not comfy, I guess.
Oh, it's a little cozy.
But
it's cold.
So thinking
it's
of cozy.
Stuffy.
And what's funny is that I'm from bars and that, I like old bars, that I grew up in.
Like in Chicago.
Well, yeah, in Chicago, and there's not many places because they take things that are been around for a while, and then they tear them down, make them into something hot and posh, and they're not. It's cool.
No,
That's
I
why
agree.
once in a while when I find a good spot in the valley in LA with paneling on the walls and track ceilings, and the dartboards.
That sounds like Craig's.
I mean, I feel like I'm at home.
You feel like you're home.
My old basement, it was like not a care in the world.
What about a favorite hotel? Obviously a design aspect, but also your favorite destination, I guess.
Well, my favorite hotel is definitely the Chiltern Firehouse in London. Chiltern, it's got Andre Balaz's hotel. So he's got the Chateau. There's these new hotels, but I like these older ones.
Classic.
And then there's classic. Still, the Polo Room is the Polo Room.
It's
at
true.
the Beverly Hills
It's
Hotel.
still a winner.
All these other ones are, they're okay. They're okay.
What about Miami? Where's one of your favorites here?
So Miami, this Thai obviously is very zen and cool, but the one hotel does a great job.
Right.
The best rooms, but it's still at the Soho. The Soho house has got great rooms.
Yeah, I agree. And they Soho, and I love how they have such a great, I don't know if it's a collaboration, but they definitely, in each of the areas that they
amazing.
Plant,
yes.
They align amazing.
Yeah, they do. And they have great, shampoo too. I mean, they got more shampoo than you can imagine.
The good finishing touches.
Right?
Well, we look forward to, Jimmy, your new album coming out.
It's going to be wonderful, and I guarantee you it's going to be called. There's a lot of collaborations. It's going to be called something Sommers.
I agree with that. I'm going to make sure I'm one of them.
There you go.
Jimmy, I want to thank you for being a dear friend and also supportive, but also taking this time today to join us on the iDesign Lab podcast. Thank you. And if anyone is listening and would like to throw us a question, please email them to contact@twstyle.com. That is contact@twstyle.com.
iDesign Labs podcast is an SW Group production in association with the Scott Woolley Entertainment Company and TW Interiors. To learn more about iDesign Lab or TW Interiors, please visit twstyle.com.